Welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal Podcast. My name is Kossi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. We're diving into Mikel Arteta's press conference. What really happened to Alexander Zinchenko and when is he coming back? I think that is the big question you people are asking, and that is that is what you want to know. So Alexander Zinchenko picked up a muscle injury before the game. That's according to Mikel Arteta, and that's why we didn't see him in that game. For Kieran Tierney, absolutely fine. It was just a tactical change. But of course, Mikel was reacting to a couple of other questions as well. So let's get into it. Smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Number one, on the full-time reactions, Mikel said, just a thank you to the boys and our supporters for experiencing such an afternoon like this. Our profession and why we are here. I really enjoyed it, especially the way we won. Now, I've not seen Mikel Arteta jump like that. Look, it was respectful. It was not like Antonio Conte's celebrations where he wants to jump into the face of the other manager. It was typically respectful, but you could see what the win actually meant for Mikel Arteta. He jumped up in the air. He was so happy. And of course, I think the whole Arsenal fan base, the whole Arsenal stakeholders everywhere, we were so happy. It was a big sigh of relief to see the game come to an end. We did do a lot of time wasting, by the way. I didn't see a lot of time wasting. Actually, I was surprised Liverpool got a yellow card for time wasting when that game was 2-2, if you still remember. So it was absolutely special. And for me, winning in such a manner against Liverpool, there is nothing better than that. That could have been our biggest emotional game of the season. Probably Manchester City is going to be another big, emotional test. But this one was absolutely special. So Mikel says the celebrations were just a big thank you to the fan base, to the boys for winning in such a way on that afternoon. Next, on the atmosphere inside the Emirates Stadium, Mikel says, I've never seen something like this before. You cannot imagine how much it helps the players, how much belief it gives us, and how much confidence and support it gives us as well. It is one of the nicest things we've done since we are together here, to unite everybody and feel like you go here and you are going to have some experience, and it is very, very great. So look, I think we are now becoming one of the loudest atmospheres in stadiums. When the loudest stadiums were graded a couple of weeks ago, the Emirates Stadium and the Anfield and the Old Trafford were almost at the same level. And you have to give us a lot of credit, because the Old Trafford has around 80,000 people, and then the Emirates Stadium has around 60,000 people, so around 20,000 people less, and that shows you the atmosphere is really different. And give a lot of credit to these Arsenal fans. Our atmosphere is not toxic. I've not had complaints from other clubs saying the atmosphere at Arsenal is toxic, but the singing, the chanting, the way you could easily feel, even when you're watching on your screen, you could easily feel it that, there is a lot of support behind the team on the field. Mikel on keeping an eye on keeping the players motivated. Where did I pick that one? Mikel says, doing what we do every single day and understanding that hopefully they believe more and they have more confidence that we can play and compete at this level and then win, which is the most important thing, of course. Stay humble and tomorrow be ready for the training session and all the things we have to get better, but with enthusiasm and empathy between them, and he says between them, and try to be a better team on every single day. Look, I think right now, I don't know, I'm a winner. I'm not used to look, as a winner, you lose a lot of the time. We take risks, we lose, we take stupid decisions in our lives, and we lose. But I'm one person to tell you about motivation while you are winning. It comes naturally. It is so easy to motivate to motivate a successful side vis-a-vis motivating a failing side, right? So Mikel says it's the same thing. Do the same repeated actions over and over again. The same action that are bringing you the good results. Stay enthusiastic. stay empathetic, love the game, do the right things, come on the training ground every day, take it game by game, be confident, be be consistent. You're always gonna be motivated, and I cannot disagree with him, because when you look at this Arsenal team, everything we've done since Mikel Arteta arrived it's the same. It's just it has only got better. And remember me, shouting on my screen in front of my camera that we are doing things that are not taking us in front. Mikel said, okay, no, there is progress, but you guys just can't say it. And at the moment, I couldn't see the progress. Right now, the progress is much more visible. On Gabriel Martinelli's performance today, Mikel said he is a great player. I think today he had an outstanding performance again, against a top defender, against a top team, and he made a very, very big difference in the game, as well as the other players. And that's the next level, to step up in these games and actually make things happen to win such games. Now, look, for me, Odegaard was on another level. But Gabriel Martinelli has that difference he creates in games. And I spoke about it. And I said, when we are judging Martinelli, should we be judging him on the amount of dribbles, runs, and all these other flair? Or should we be thinking about his assists and goals? Because it's tricky. Look, a player like Martin Odegaard, it's more of the qualitative addition to the game. The game control, the passing patterns, the quick combinations, and all that. That is what makes him special as a player. But with Gabriel Martinelli, it's a mixture of goals, assists, and then that Brazilian flair. Look, Tite must be absolutely ashamed that he left this boy out of the Brazilian squad. He cannot be dropped anymore. Him and Vinicius Jr. cannot be dropped anymore. I'm looking at Rafinha every single day. I love Barca. I do support Barca in Spain. I'm looking at Rafinha every single day. There is no way he starts in front of Martinelli right about now. So Mikel says, you look at Gabriel Martinelli and you can see there is a great player in there. He's a great player. Look, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and we'll talk about that in the 6 things we learned, because I've already written about it. Trent Alexander-Arnold must be, I don't know, I think he needs some time off. He really needs some time off, because this was a key battle that was already written on paper. Martinelli versus Trent. And Trent, you could easily see, Trent didn't do any homework. Trent didn't do any kind of homework against Martinelli. And if you don't have your homework done against a player like Gabriel Martinelli, you're always going to be ripped apart. On Martinelli's contract situation, Mikel says we don't get dragged out by a performance. Gabi doesn't have to show me whether he plays well or not today. What he deserves is clear: his hunger, his determination, his love for this game, and you don't know where he is going to reach. He's always asking and willing for more. You could easily see that on the pitch. I think these are the 3 hungriest players at Arsenal right now. Players that want a 3rd goal. Players that want us to score 5 goals and above. Players that want us to score at least 5 goals in every game. Number 1 is Gabriel Jesus. Number 2 is Granit Xhaka. Number 3 is Gabriel Martinelli. Those 3, I've not seen them rest. I've not seen any spirits of triumphalism in them. Even when Arsenal is leading 3-0, you will see Xhaka taking a shot. You will see Gabriel Martinelli making a run. You will see, because yesterday, you will notice, when we scored the 3rd goal and froze the game, Liverpool became a little bit discombobulated. They were like, okay, what's going on here? Is the game over? Do we even have any chances of coming back in this one? Right? But look at the chances we got in the penalty area. 1 for Xhaka, 1 for Gabriel Martinelli, 1 for Gabriel Jesus, and 1 cross from Benjamin White. So for me, he's one of the hungriest young lads in this team. And I don't want to go on Bukayo Saka, but I want Bukayo Saka to be like that guy. To have that mentality. Keep on pushing. Just imagine throughout the 90 minutes, you have your right winger keep on pushing. You have your left winger pushing. You have your center forward pushing and pushing and pushing. We are going to be a deadly weapon. It could not be a nuclear weapon, but it might be something bigger than that. It might be something worse than that. So for me, giving him a new contract, Gabriel Martinelli, it's a no-brainer. maybe not 200k per week like Saka is going to be getting because Saka's been that consistent, better than Gabriel Martinelli. But Martinelli, right now, maybe 100k per week, 120k per week, around there. I think all these boys should be getting around, should be now getting the double figures, 100k, 120k, around there. That is my opinion. You can talk to me in the comment section if you don't, if you disagree. On Takehiro Tomiyasu's performance, Mikhail said it was a very good performance, and that's why we hoped he would do, and exactly did that. To think of doing such a thing against Salah and actually do it in a very to do it is a very, very different story. He's done it incredibly well, especially after playing on Thursday and what he's been through in the last few weeks. Look, that was one of the tactical moves this boy has done, and I'm like, why is Arteta doing this? I'm not understanding why Arteta has done that, and I don't want any Arsenal pundits to say they understood what Mikel did. All of us understood this when Mikel Arteta had got the result. And you're like, okay, he wanted to keep Salah out of the game because another manager would keep an eye, his eyes away from Salah. Salah has been dreadful all season. But then you don't want him to resurrect on you. You don't want him to resurrect at the Emirates Stadium. The other player we didn't keep our eyes on was Luis Diaz, but because Salah was taken out of the game, numerically we could match Liverpool. That was the reason why Mikel Arteta played Takehiro Tomiyasu. And again, another strong performance from Takehiro Tomiyasu. This guy can literally play anywhere on the pitch, isn't it? He can play at right back, centre back. I think you can play him as a striker and he will score around 40 goals in a campaign, because anywhere you place him on the pitch, he gives you his best. Played as a left back. He played not a left back using his right foot, a left back using his weaker foot, which is the left foot, and he played well against Mo Salah. Salah should be ashamed. For me, these are the things we always talk about with these players. When they sign these big deals, they just ghost themselves. They just become a shadow of their previous selves. It's not the first time it has happened in the Premier League. We've seen it with the likes of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and the rest. But you cannot take anything away from Takehiro Tomiyasu. That performance was gigantic. That performance was gargantuan. It's one of those performances where you feel, does he deserve to start in the next game? Probably didn't give us that midfield dominance right away. But the defensive solidity brings. I didn't see any chances created from Salah's side. I didn't see any chances created from Salah. I didn't see Salah get involved and all that. Actually, the only time I remember Salah getting involved was when he was getting into the penalty area and Takehiro Tomiyasu makes a very brave turn and turns with the ball, and Salah just stands there and is like, the ball has been taken. And from then it was a very, very poor evening. To an extent that Jurgen Klopp thought about substituting him. He's one of those players that have always been untouchable, but he was so quiet. He was absolutely very, very quiet. Mikhail, on what is possible for this Arsenal team this season, he says, at the moment, enjoy where we are, and again, have even more determination to believe that we can play at that level. Only when we go at that rhythm and play with courage that we played the second half and go step by step. Yeah, you see, he doesn't want to commit a lot. Personally, I also don't want to commit a lot with this Arsenal side. Not because I don't like or I don't trust Arsenal or all that. Not really. But I just believe and I just feel, if you are Arsenal, right? If you're Arsenal, right now, you just have to copy the model of Leicester City when they won the league. Take every game, in your own hands. Defend better. Take it step by step. Make sure you score in every game, and make sure you don't concede in every game. So, can we win anything? Everyone is looking to win everything. You look at Man United in the Europa League. You look at Chelsea and Manchester City around us in the Premier League. You look at Chelsea and Man City and Liverpool in the FA Cup. So it is not that easy, but we should be focusing on some silverware. Honestly, we should be. So Mikel says right now we can't achieve anything, but it should be step by step, process by process. Mikel, on whether he believes Arsenal can beat anyone right now, it says, I think on the day we played our best, we have a chance, but winning the football match is dictated by a lot of things that you have to control. And actually, you have to do it on the pitch. That is a very, very different story. Talk to me in the comment section here. Can Arsenal now beat any team in the Premier League? In the world, not yet. You look at the mentality and the strong bond created by a team like Real Madrid, the way they come back in games, the way they just peruse through clubs, quality clubs, like as if they are not there. I don't think we are yet there. Against Manchester City, if we get the right strategy, I feel like we can beat them. My problem is defensively, at times we look so suspect. And against a club like Manchester City, you must be so strong. You must be so strong defensively. You must work harder. You must work harder than them, right? You must work harder than them. But again, I'm gonna say, on our best day, on our best standards, Arsenal can beat each and every team available. We can't beat each and every team available. Okay. Mikel, on the manner of the win against Liverpool, it says the feeling of winning is so powerful and so meaningful for me, because I saw a team that I really identify with. The personality they show me in difficult moments, how they stick together to what they want to do, and at the same time believe they have the courage and the free mind to just go for it and attack them and put them under pressure. Again, he says, he saw a team he identifies with. I saw a team that I want to see. I saw an Arsenal team that went out there, especially in the second half, to compete. I saw an Arsenal team that was out there not to be laid and destroyed. An Arsenal team that came with a lot of respect, by the way, for Liverpool. You could see the respect we had for them. We allowed them on the ball. We were committing into challenges and all that. But eventually, it was the Arsenal we all wanted to see. It was the Arsenal that reminds us of the beautiful days of Arsene Wenger. Wilshere, Rosicky, Giroud, and then a beautiful goal against Norwich. That kind of crispy football. That kind of Arsenal football that just makes you feel this is how we play. This is us. You could easily remove the heads of the players and their shots and their shots and dress them differently. And I'll tell you, those passing combinations are Odegaard, Saka, and Benjamin White. These passing patterns are Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, and Xhaka. You could easily identify and see what we're trying to do. So for me, again, it goes down to Mikel Arteta building those combinations, building those that belief in this team. Again, superb. Mikel says on not settling for a draw in the game, and he says that's the nature of our team, the way we encourage them to play, and if you can win it, win it. I never wanted a draw. It was either we win or we don't win. It was either we win or we lose the game. I never wanted a draw because, similar to the Tottenham Hotspur game, the game was there for the taking, right? The game was there for the taking. And I think the difference in this game was Liverpool were the better side in the first half, okay? So it was difficult to say that the game is there for Arsenal's taking. But going at halftime leading, we could have come in this game and just sat back. We could have come in this game and just defended, but we didn't do that. And that is why I feel Liverpool's second goal didn't mean anything in this game. It didn't, because we had two clear-cut chances before they scored, and we had more chances after they scored. So Arsenal had come in the second half to win the game. That was the only mentality on our heads. We have come to create more chances, score, and win the game. Liverpool, for me, they're lucky. They're lucky to walk away at the Emirates Stadium with a 3-2 defeat. It could have been worse. It could have been 5. If Odegaard scores that chance, if Saka keeps his head calm, right, in the penalty area on the first chance as the second half starts, it would have been 5. It could have been 5. And Liverpool, that would have damaged a lot of their, confidence. On Gabriel Jesus suffering the head injury in the game, Mikel says, I don't know. I haven't been with the doctor yet. I'm sure they're checking him. He seemed okay after the game. I don't know actually what happened, but we'll assess him and see how he's doing. On whether Arsenal are now in the title race, Mikel says, I don't know from me. I'm really happy where we are, and let's try to continue to be there. On Saka's confidence, taking penalties, Mikel says that was a difficult moment that has an incredible learning curve from him in his career and experience. He took it, and everybody around him helped him to do that, starting with the England national team. Gareth and everybody showed support, showed how supported he was. And then the boy didn't hesitate to continue because he believes he can take them under pressure, and he really enjoys the responsibility. Is Bukayo Saka our penalty taker? Talk to me in the comment section here. Are you comfortable with that? Are you comfortable with Saka being our penalty taker? Now, he's done well with the responsibility. He's done well. And I feel Gabriel Jesus should be taking our penalties. The reason, I want my goal scorer to have that confidence. But Saka as well, as an important player for Arsenal. Kind of problems. If he can convert them, I know he will miss some. But I will be okay if he misses a penalty when we are 3-0 up. Misses a penalty, that is all right. That's all right. So I got no problems. I look at the way he takes his penalties. He's improving day in, day out. I got no problems with him. After the Euros, I think many people reacted in the very silly way, right? And I think, coming at Arsenal and being given the penalty duties is so supportive from the Arsenal team. So supportive. On whether the win over Liverpool is his best as a manager, because says, I don't know, but I'm really, really happy today. Is this his best as a manager? No. I think his best win as a manager was against Chelsea in the finals of the FA Cup. He was a novice, he was a new manager, and he didn't know where to start to rebuild this Arsenal side. But what a way to rebuild, to start your rebuild by winning the FA Cup. What a way to start your rebuild by winning a trophy. So for me, that is his greatest win, unless otherwise. But that is his greatest so far. Mikel Arteta, on what Jurgen Klopp said to him at full time, Mikel says he said congratulations, we shake hands and we move on. Normally we don't have time to discuss the game. On what referee Mike Oliver said to him and Klopp on the touchline, Mikel says yeah, it was an incident that happened, but whatever happens on the pitch stays on that pitch. On Odegaard's performance, says great. The way he put the ball to Martinelli in the first minutes of the football match to make the game in our favor, it was great. I'm really pleased with the way Martin is playing, and why he substituted him. He says I substituted him because I have 5 substitutions and I can make those decisions. Interesting, very interesting. So look, I was pleased with Odegaard. Much more better than in the Tottenham game. And I told you, when Odegaard plays well, you will see the effect. When he doesn't play well, you will see the effect. He slides that ball for Edin Ketia on Thursday. Edin Ketia blasts it over the bar. He slides in the same ball for Martinelli, and Martinelli blasts it into the back of the net. So that is Mikel Arteta's press conference. Alexander Zinchenko suffered a muscle injury, so we don't expect him to play on Thursday, and also probably not over the weekend. But for now, we have enough cover at left back. Takehiro Tomiyasu is available. Of course, the Japanese magician is doing very well there, and of course, Kieran Tierney should be coming back against Leeds United. Much more content coming your way. Of course, we'll be talking much more about the game against Bodo Glimt later on. We'll be talking about the game against Leeds United throughout the week. Turn on your notifications. Games coming in thick and fast, and content coming in thick and fast as well. So that is the latest around the team. I'll be letting you know if anything should happen. See you soon.